And some guys just used this stuff as a currency, right?
But the American GI was better paid, better equipped.
Yeah.
Everybody likes the bad boy.
Hello everybody, this is WarStory video blog. I'm Alex and here is Brian. Hello Brian.
Hello Alex.
Nice to see you here in MAX Show 2023 already, and this is a special day. First of all, it's my birthday. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you. It was like well planned. Yes, so and we are here on this table, and there are some like special things we can see here, and I want to show you guys something like special, like prototype stuff or high-end SS stuff or general stuff. That's really cool pieces, and I want to interview Brian about like past times. How did you like buy, how did you get items like before, maybe in 90s, maybe in early 2000s. So it should be really interesting video, so let's get it started. Brian, how long you've been collecting and dealing with stuff?
About 45 years.
45 years. I'm 36, so that's cool. That's kind of impressive.
He's a liar.
So, how was it in like past times? How was it in like 30 years ago? And how did you get stuff?
When the original vets were alive, things were readily available because we would do motel buys, acquiring items from the original vets. And they would come in with all sorts of things from Knight's Cross documents to rare daggers, and we would make a bid to buy it, and then they would choose to sell it to us or not.
Cool.
And that's how a lot of the really great, and we weren't the only ones doing it. So there were probably about 6 or 7 people out on the road who were acquiring items through the original vets.
Yeah.
And then as they died off, we were buying from families for a while, and then it became less and less. But, you know, a lot of honor daggers, honor SS daggers, SS honor swords, all came from the original vets.
From the original vets means from GIs, right?
GIs that had brought it, war booty home with them.
That's cool. And did you have like original stories? How did they like captured it and
some of the biggest stories were the ones who were at a Schloss where they stored a lot of the high-end documents and awards and daggers, which the GIs liberated and then went on, and they took the war booty with them.
That's cool.
But we met people who were with the original demolition teams that came into D-Day before the war or the invasion started. And one gentleman said he went in with his team of 10 and he came out with 2 people. And all the hair on his body had fallen out because of the being in cold water, ice water, and the nerves and all that. And he said that he was told he was going to go to Japan for that invasion. And then he thought, well, if that happens, I'm probably going to shoot myself because he couldn't handle it again. But the stories were great. You know, what happened in the war was a lot of wives didn't even know it was their husbands had gone through. So, and subsequently, you know, they brought a lot of neat things home. And probably the best thing we ever got when we did ours was chained SS honor and a couple regular SS honor 33s. But Knight's Cross documents, standards, you name it.
And did veterans share the stories? I mean, what feelings and why did they capture like kind of fancy stuff? Because it's pretty understandable to get like stuff that they can use at home, but if you see something without diamonds and it's not a silver,
Right.
it's not a gold, but it's still like decoration. Why did they do that? Did they?
Well, the American military, though they fought through the whole war, the homeland was not touched by the war, except in production of material, whereas England, all through Europe, Russia, everything, they were totally devastated and ransacked by the Germans. And we didn't have to take things that were non-functional to pick up your lives again. So we picked up, that said, we looked for things that were fancier, touched our, and all boys like daggers. So a lot of them brought back daggers from all the different services, whether it was US, British, Russian, everybody captured would take a dagger. And I believe you have an extensive photo album.
Yes, I collect pictures of veterans, mostly Soviet veterans who brought back stuff, and before they brought back it from Germany, they took pictures with this stuff in photo ateliers, in special photo centers in Germany. So they kind of proud with their stuff because it was a trophies. And here in the United States, what feelings was with veterans who just start to sell their war souvenirs?
Yeah, a lot of the veterans traded it to younger brothers. They would trade it to family members who hadn't been into service. And, it didn't hold, it wasn't a total mystique. Some people who were collectors they were collectors. They just tried to amass as much as they could. And one of my earliest ones was a veteran who collected strictly from his VFW haul. And he collected literally probably, I think the last I had 900 daggers that he had brought and also gotten from other veterans within his organization. And bags of hangers and hats and just everything. So some people were collectors by nature, others picked it up because it was cool and then passed it on to somebody else.
And some guys just used this stuff as a currency, right? Just to trade it to alcohol or something like that, or cigarettes.
Cigarettes. But the American GI was better paid, better equipped with luxury items like cigarettes than a lot of the others. And, it wasn't good for anybody to be in the war, but it was a lot rougher for others than the Americans.
Yeah, that's true. And that's very interesting, and probably in next interviews, if you guys interested in and put comment under this video, it would be great to hear stories about Mattel buys, because I heard it was great opportunity to buy something.
Oh,
right?
It was phenomenal.
And what is the greatest item that you bought in Mattel buy?
We had been on the road for about a week, and a veteran old man walked in, the vet, and he had in a bag, little plastic shopping bag, what was either going to be a total fake or the nicest SS honor dagger you've ever seen. And when he pulled it out, it was the nicest SS honor dagger you'd ever seen.
Wow.
And he was very terrified that he was going to short sheet himself as far as the amount. So that was in the days when eBay was still around. So he had his granddaughter look on eBay for the price, and he told us what he wanted, and we obliged. After my partner played with me for a while, pretending to try to get him down cheaper. And I finally said, close the deal or you're done. And we closed the deal, and we're both not small people. We were jumping up and down in the hotel room because it was so exciting to get this stone mint rare dagger.
Yeah.
But, that was probably one of the best things. And then there were quantities of standards, and there were quantities of, the regimental flags. And in Europe, regimental flags hold a much more serious, it's a defeat of your enemy to have their flags, their regimental flags. We didn't have that same holding of the colors, so, we just brought back the flags.
Yeah.
They didn't end up as a national pride like within Russia. And some types of flags have never been recovered, like naval standards. But, you know, and then, of course, you had, you know, people bringing back Lugers and different guns and all that. And that was exciting. K98s, Jap Arisakas, and numerous other guns that
yeah, and it's really cool because here on the market you can see all these kinds of stuff, and firearms has like special regulation, and especially our days, but back to like 40s, they also had to like sign papers and all that stuff to legalize these rifles and submachine guns or machine guns in the United States, and sometimes you can see original and really cool captured papers with the numbers of particulars that weapon you can hold in your hand. It's tremendous. It's awesome. I want to show it to people also, and if you agree with me, it would be great to film this video. So this is a great idea to film like several videos about like past buys, but now at the moment it's almost impossible to buy something for like really cheap because it's an internet exists already, and people can just Google items. It's like Luftwaffe General dagger, and you can see how much it costs from like a fourth of the price. You can Google it, and if you guys have some of these items, don't hesitate to show it to us, and we can pay like real money for all that material. So let's discuss about these items. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really nice pieces. One piece is common, but I like how it displays, because it's like old period box, and just replaced like inside, like how to say, like
cut out for the dagger.
Yeah, it has been cut out for the dagger, and it look awesome. That's nice. But other stuff is like unique and almost unique. What is your favorite item when you're?
I would say the cased rad presentation piece, which is very few of these were given out in the red box, which on the top had the rad and the eagles emblem, and these were given out. Nobody really knows for sure why, but it was a standard rad dagger in a presentation case, probably to a leader for special accomplishments. I really don't have.
But it's not really regular, because it's like kind of deluxe version with blue in panel here on the scabbard, and it's actually pretty rare when you see untouched lacquer on the scabbard, because it's like really shiny. Oh wow!
Deluxe hangers.
Yeah, deluxe hangers. This was really good, like felt. Yeah.
Yes.
That is cool.
And then it has. They're always by Icorn, and they have the quality control, the tag on them.
And guys, look at that, because here you can see like untouched silvering, no patina, because original lacquer, original factory lacquer is still here. But here we can see that lacquer gun and silvering is still here, and it has been patinized. Yes, but it is still mint, because sometimes you can see like items with kind of
bubbling.
Kind of like dark spots, and people think it's like spoiled items, but it's not. It's just patina on the silvering. So that is cool. And these shiny areas on this type of daggers, this is just like a bonus, right? It's like when lacquer is still here. So this one is really cool. I see it every time, and every time I just don't want to touch it like one more time without reason. You know, we have to, on this type of items, we have to use gloves. So, and other item is...
Then we go down to, this is a Luftwaffe General sword. However, this was named, personalized by the factory to General Spürle, who was later a field marshal. And very, very few, I believe there's maybe Milch had one, Spürle, and there was maybe 2 more I've ever seen in my life that were actually named to the person by the factory.
Usually just finish here.
And the reverse is the standard, and it's the early Icorn, which would be the first pattern motto.
Oh, wow. Nice. I had one, yeah, but not personalized. That's nice.
And we move on to, this is a SS officer candidate sword, which is named to an individual, Paul Reese, who was a member of the Einsatztruppen, which were death squads. This was in the Paul Mueller maidenhair design of the Damascus blade with the gold inlaid name of the recipient. And handmade Damascus for SS is very sought after and quite uncommon. And this was turned up by a Milwaukee picker about 50 years ago.
This really interesting item, and personalization is like quite rare in our field. And you have documents, right, for this one, or
Just that he was
it's a research, historical
research that it was a member of the Einsatztruppe.
Yeah, now this like kind of nice war souvenir because like a dark side is has like most valuable like background, right? If you fought against like somebody who was soft and easy, it's not like that cool that if you like fought against like a SS man that he is really bad and you finally got his weapon in your hands. Yeah.
Everybody likes the bad boy.
Yeah.
And then the next item we have here is a prototype Luftwaffe dagger or sword, and it's totally different than the standard Luftwaffe sword that you'll see. It has a slide-on hanger instead of the usual sewn-on hanger with clips, and very similar to the DLV daggers.
Oh yeah.
It is stapled in the back. So since there's no literature or research on the piece, it's either a Luftwaffe sword prototype or it would have been a sword for the DLV. The leather, standard leather.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which I believe is probably wood underlay versus metal. And then you can see on the upper hilt, while the grip resembles a standard Luftwaffe grip, it's much bolder with the exposed leather, and the detail around the pommel is with oak leaves and very heavy, as is the crossguard, a much heavier, deeper engraving than a standard Luftwaffe sword. And again, there's no maker mark on it, so it doesn't follow any pattern.
Have you ever taken it apart? Did you see on it?
Yeah, it is all numbered underneath.
Numbered.
Numbered.
Okay.
So
this piece is really interesting because we can see like some pieces that doesn't exist in other daggers, because sometimes people think that it was possible to get like parts and assemble it after the war with like kind of exotic items, right?
Right.
Yeah, but you cannot assemble it.
At the end of the war, there was assemblages by the factories that made the original daggers, making souvenir pieces for the GIs, especially those who never saw combat. They were the support staff that came in after the war, and they were called Field Day pieces. And they had Field Day 1945 on them.
And actually, I saw several of them. We both know the guy who has them. And all these like Field Days pieces, factory guys didn't care about like quality of it. I'm gonna try to find pictures that I took in that collection, and if I found it, you can see on your screens how poor quality of like assembling of these daggers. And you can see this Karl-Icahn Luftwaffe dagger has like two different types of scabbard bands on the dagger, and you can see how like poor is like quality, and they just produce it without any additional work. They just put it together and like let it go.
And or would trade it for goods.
Yeah. And that's interesting because this one is like factory made from beginning. It's nice, and it's not a silver, right?
No, it's a silver. It's
nickel silver.
Nickel silver,
which is also good because sometimes you can see fakes that has been like produced from solid silver, and it's much easier in our days than just take a nickel silver and with original silver. And so there are like good things on this type. I really love it.
This is one of the things you will see on all original pieces is the fit should be tight.
Yeah.
Blade to lower crossguard, ferrule, handle, and pommel should all be tight if it's an original piece. If it's post-war assemblage, you'll see exactly what Alex has just described, which is rather sloppy, not very tight.
Yeah. Sloppy and tight. Those two words I didn't remember a few minutes ago.
Oh.
So those three pieces, how much are they? It's for sale, right? This is from your collection and
Yeah.
not for sale.
Yeah. This, which is, like I said, a rare. This is the field marshal that wore the monocle that everybody can see. Luftwaffe General. It's $100,000. The SS piece is $70,000, and the prototype piece is $65,000.
It's kind of impressive prices, but you see, it's like a piece is one of a kind, and this is a prices for pieces one of a kind. And actually, it's like not that expensive as we can see in other fields of antiques. Because if we just like check the prices of like paintings or
millions.
Yes, like I don't know, like porcelain or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Prices there like more and more and more than 100, 200, and like.
On a comparison, if somebody said to you, all right, you bought this for $65,000, and somebody said, oh, you paid too much, tell them I'll give you twice as much if you can go out there right now and find me another one exactly like it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I doubt they can, because piece like this is one of a kind. This is one of a kind to one individual. And while there's probably about 3 or 4 of these in existence, they all exceed $150,000.
Have you ever got like offer for this dagger?
I have a commitment to somebody, if I do sell it, to offer it to them first. So I don't.
I mean, I'm just curious about like.
Yes, I've had offers.
Huh?
I've had offers.
I'm just curious about like amount of money, how they actually offer for it, how much.
The first offer I was ever offered, which was from another individual, was $150,000. $150,000. And I said no, and I explained why. And I said, I'm not trying to play with people. That's why I don't price it.
And what do you think? What cost more, that box or dagger?
Oh, definitely the box.
Yeah,
definitely the box.
Because it's like several types of boxes like that, and maybe most famous and most valuable is a Navy Honor with with diamonds.
Yes,
it was almost the same box, but like this type.
Which I had a friend who did collect, and I got him a lot of pieces. And at one time, I had 7 Naval Honor daggers. And there is another rad dagger that comes in a box, which I used to own, which has leather where the blue is, and then the blade is all Damascus.
Wow.
Real Damascus. And it opens like an alligator's mouth, like that.
That's cool. I actually like kind of jealous that I started to deal here. I started to do business with these items like too late maybe, because like 20 years ago you can buy items like Damascus blades and stuff like that, and it was original. It was like directly from veterans, and it was like not easy, but easier to understand and easier to like recognize original stuff at that time. But now it's like so many questionable items. So I don't know. So that is why it's always better to like speak with somebody who like has experience with it.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you're investing this kind of money in these sort of items, you want a guarantee. You want to know that it's from somebody who backs his material, and fakery is abundant in any industry of collecting, and German weaponry probably has less, and the fakes that are out there are easy to tell by somebody who knows what they're doing. But the good thing about being as young as you are, we'll all be dead, and then you'll get the chance to collect what we've collected before.
Why did you mention my plan like so early?
I know, I know.
Okay, so every edge has like pluses and minuses, you know.
Mm-hmm. It does.
My policy in this business is guarantee my items. So I didn't have any experience to buy like honor daggers or something like really high end from actually veterans or from family. Like maybe most expensive piece that I bought from family was like chained SS dagger, something like that. It's not that bad.
No.
Yeah, but it's not a like Damascus honor dagger. So that is why I do like deep research in every type of piece and can sell something only if I'm like 100% sure. And that is why I like German daggers because they mostly did the like series of items, like several like hundreds of them, and you can compare one and other and compare with items from books, and it's more easy to understand. So that's cool. Thank you for showing these items.
you.
Yes, thank you for interview. So if you have any questions or if you want to next interview about like pastime, just leave comment after this video, and that actually helps to push my channel, push WarStory Military Antiques and WarStory.ru up in YouTube, and you get special appreciation from me for that, guys. So thank you again for this interview. I really appreciate your time. Thank you guys for your time, and thank you for watching this video until the end, and press your likes button. Have a good one and see you real soon.